I'm alive. Kind of. Maybe. A little. Hi. Hello. Hi. How's it going? How's it going? How's it going? How's everybody? I've got... Literally my wires are all across. Oh dear. Okay. It's too many wires. Okay. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. Hello. How is it going? How is it going in lay chat, which is... There we go. Okay. I'm good. I'm good. It's been a hot minute. I haven't streamed in a while. I feel like it's been a while, hasn't it? Right? Yeah? Yeah? No? Yes? Maybe? I can't remember. Oh dear. Hold on. All my things going funky. That's not what I wanted you to do. How come? The chat always does that thing where it's like... Oh, whatever. Guess that's the way it's gonna be. Okay, hi! So, disclaimer at the beginning of this, stream. That's what I'm doing. I'm streaming. Yes, that. We're exploring the new area, which means that if you have not done the quests for this area, there's gonna be some terraforming that you probably don't want to get spoiled on. So maybe don't watch this one until you're done. In addition to that, if you haven't completed the quests, I'm probably going to be chatting about them a bit. So, I encourage you to either save this video for later or save this stream for later, since the VOD will be on my channel to watch whenever you want. Yeah, so spoiler-averse people do not proceed, I guess. But if you aren't spoiler-averse, then, welcome. Otherwise, I'm assuming you guys have completed, at least the world quests. But undoubtedly, someone's gonna ask something about Nahita's story quest, and then where will we be? So, you know. Can I just say I have completely forgotten how to navigate the world without Wanderer? I've completely forgotten. When I was going through this world quest, I was doing so many puzzles, and I'm just like, oh, I'll just, like, elevate myself in the middle of this area. Or, oh, I'll just, you know, glide over this cliff and pick up this Dendroculi. And that's not how you're supposed to do it. It feels like cheating. Oh, okay. Oh, dear. These new guys. These new guys are tanky. They fun, though. They fun, though. A lot of any resistance, though. That's one thing. Does make my life a little tricky. Oh, the problem with being an Anemo main. I've been cursed since day one. I started playing this game because of Shao, and I'm still playing it because of Wanderer. Well, not entirely, but you know what I mean. You get the idea. Milton Thomas, thanks for the super. We finally have some updates on Jeht. Yes, yes we do. Yes, we do. I wonder, though, if that means we'll actually see her again. Because, like, I was kind of just expecting her to vanish. Kind of like, oh, how do you pronounce her name? What's her name? The one from the chasm. Is it Zerchong? Is that how you... I don't remember. It was spelled in such a weird name that it kind of read like a key smash to me in my poor monolingual English brain, and I have a really hard time remembering how it's supposed to be pronounced. Yeah, no, I thought she'd just disappear like that. But apparently not. So that's cool. I'm excited for that. We also have some Babel updates. Babel updated. Wait, no. That makes it sound like it's Duolingo. No, I mean, we have lore on Babel now. We know where she came from. We got some backstory on her. I wasn't expecting that in this area. I was expecting maybe something on Jeht, like a little hint or something maybe, but I kind of expected it to be like, oh, Jet's dead. But I wasn't expecting Babel. So that was cool. Excited for that. But yeah. Day, what is A's duty as the god of eternity, since she just kind of threw that all out the window and allowed Inazuma to change? A's duty as the god of eternity is philosophical. And I think this is kind of part of where people start to misunderstand A's character. She's supposed to be a bit more of a philosopher than she comes off in English. In English, she kind of comes off a little airheaded, but she's not. She's like asking rhetorical and hypothetical questions when she does stuff like that. But she thought that the meaning of eternity was stasis. But basically, after her quest, she was like, oh, you know, eternity can be viewed through multiple perspectives. Like, you could say that change is eternal and therefore transience is the true meaning of eternity. But you could also say that stasis is the meaning of eternity. It's just all about your perspective. So, in her case, she didn't change her ideal so much as she changed the way her ideal was defined. It's kind of like saying, like, ice is cold, right? And you think, oh, well, hot and cold are two opposite forces. They both exist. Hot exists and cold exists. But the reality is that cold doesn't exist. Cold is just the opposite of hot. Or the absence of heat, rather, right? And so, because it's the absence of heat, you can still think of it as its own thing, but it's not really its own thing. And that's kind of how I view A's, you know, view of eternity. So that's that. La 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 la. Whee! I know this is a weird team. It's just that it was supposed to be a Hyper Bloom team, and then I was like, but I want Wanderer. And then, yeah, so that happened. Yes, that's that. Serious Lupin, thanks for the super. I'll see you later in the VOD, probably. But yeah, if you're on Discord and you haven't even gone into the spoilers channel, then this is probably not the VOD for you today. Probably not. I'm a little loopy though, because I've written, oh my god, I've written 5 scripts in a week. And I've edited 3 videos and I'm very tired. I'm not burned out. Everyone seems to be very concerned about me burning out. I'm not burning out. I'm just very tired. There's a difference. Tiredness you recover from. Burning out is kind of a hit or miss thing. Yeah. But I've done a lot. And part of that is in anticipation for... Ooh, these is new. Part of the script writing has been in anticipation for... Oh, how do I put this? Because I want to play Honkai Star Rail. And then immediately after Star Rail comes out, Tears of the Kingdom comes out. And I want to play that too. So I'm trying to get front-loaded a little bit on my content so that I can, you know, do that. Like, I can actually have time to play games. The one problem with making content for games is that you don't really have as much time to actually play the games. Which is unfortunate, but you know, c'est la vie, c'est la vie, c'est la vie, c'est la vie, c'est la vie. Milton Thornton Jr., thanks for the super. Masera better run for the hills. Is it Masera? Is it confirmed that that's who it is? Okay, so I mentioned Babel. If you guys don't know the Babel lore, where am I going? I'm going over here. I want to do the bells. The Babel lore basically boils down to her mother and father were scholars, just like Jeht. And they were in an expedition in the desert while her mother was heavily pregnant. And they were escorted by a Tanit mercenary. And he didn't really like them, but then, like, she gave birth while the father was away, and he basically killed the mom. Mercy kill, I guess. He said Babel made a pretty good job of her mom. Like, so her birth was very it didn't go well for mommy. Childbirth is very dangerous anyway. It's one of the most dangerous things a woman will ever do in her life is give birth. So like that checks out. But I was gonna say, it was suggested that the Tanit mercenary could have been Masira, but I wasn't sure if it was ever confirmed. I didn't find anything on that. But yeah, so basically, the Tanit mercenary took Babel back to the Tanit camps and raised her. So like, it's so hypocritical of her now to call Jeht an outsider because Babel is technically an outsider too. Like, she's just as much of an outsider as Jeht is. Shoot. Can you get both of them? Oh, yay. Chests, give me my loot. Mine. Wasn't sure. I should go read those things again and see if it actually is. Because I know people thought it was Masera because of the whole Falcon thing. But that seemed to be more like a Tanit tradition, so I wasn't really sure if it could have been him or not. It would explain quite a bit of like why he was kind of featured on later, you know. But King Matt 2. I'm sorry, I butchered your name. I tried. I can't read. Thanks for the super. Wow, Jesus. Hey, it's been a while. Anyway, 3.6 lore drop is crazy. And what is up with Dane's ring? Plus, did Khaenri'ah literally combine celestial and abyssal energy to generate perpetual energy? Possibly? I don't remember the abyssal part. I think they were attempting to do that. I don't know that they actually succeeded. The thing I noticed was that, well, how do I, oh, sorry, I've got like 5 thoughts and they all tried to come out at once and it didn't go that well. The Khaenri'ah technology, the Azosite, as it's been called, that is all of the elemental energy like concentrated, right? Something very interesting about the Azosite in that like all of the elements combined into one turning into like a gold energy. I went back when I was editing some footage and I noticed that those plot point instances of the Traveler being able to leverage their unique gold power have only happened in 2 circumstances. The first circumstance was when, like at the beginning of the game, when they still had their full power, and so that doesn't count. But the second circumstance was, well, second, third, fourth. All of those have been when the Traveler has access to the elemental energy of other people that make up all of the elements. And that's really fascinating to me because it's basically saying that the Traveler, themselves, is Azosite. When you think about it. And that's wild. But it also kind of explains why, like, the Khaenri'ah's relation, you know, to the Travelers in a way. So I thought that was fascinating. I don't remember if they actually managed to do the perpetual energy though. Because when you look at the it's like technically none of the machines are abyssal. Like none of them use abyssal power. Well, that's not true. There's one that uses abyssal power. The one in the chasm, the ruined snake thing. That one does. I guess he counts. He counts. Yeah. But I mean, we've got the perpetual mechanical array. So like, if we take that literally, then maybe they did succeed. Who knows? It's just hard to say at this point, I think. I gotta go back and read a bunch of it. I'm still digesting parts of it. And it's part of my problem is that like I'm still really distracted by Deshret and the Goddess of Flowers. Because midway through the quest, I had an idea, or a thought rather, and I realized that that thought might actually explain what the purpose of the Golden Slumber was, and the reason why Irminsul exists. And I was so enamored with that idea that it was kind of hard to digest the rest of the stuff. You know, with any semblance of how do we put this? Thoroughness. Like the water just kind of sat on top of the dirt. It didn't really seep in. How's that? That was my brain, and the water is the information. It's a fancy thing I like to call a metaphor. Oh dear. Wait, did I miss a bunch of gifted? What the heck? Oh, Serious Lupin! I'm guessing you probably left already, but thanks for the 10 gifted for when you come back and watch the VOD later. I hope everybody said thank you. I missed that. Appreciate you. And all that you do. Ba-da-da. I want to race this clock. There's a really cool theory about these that I should share. I will share them in a minute. Someone remind me. Kanade 17. Is that a 17 or a 1? Or an I? I think that's what. That's 17? 17, yeah. Sans serif fonts are a bitch. Thank you for your super chat regardless. The font is not your problem. Font is a me problem. Font is always a me problem. I was gonna read it while I ran, but this is a bad idea to bounce and read at the same time, so give me a second. I'm gonna bounce on the shroomies. Oh, you know what? I've got another thing to talk about too. This is so annoying, this whole region. There was more brain rot that hit. And if you are in the Discord, you'll have probably witnessed, or if you follow me on Twitter, you'll probably witnessed the beginnings of my brain rot. But I don't know if you'll know exactly how far it's gone at this point. I've got a 30-page document of screenshots and stuff now. It's really ridiculous. Anyway, it's about these bouncy shrooms. Woo! Give me that, man. All my loot, all my loot. I will have fun. That's what I'm here for. He's such a nice little boy. Take it, have fun. Yes, I will. Anyway, sorry. Thanks for the super. The question is the Fatui and the Abyss enemies? If I'm not mistaken, they both have the same goal and want to take down Celestia. Does the Abyss want to take down the Saritha too because she's a god? This one is a little confusing. And I don't think we have a good answer for it. So the best I can do is just kind of give you my take. Which, you know, take it with a grain of salt, please. If you ask me, I think the goals of the Fatui and the Abyss Order are actually different. And I don't know that it's immediately apparent. I made a kind of hot take spicy floor salad theory video a while back. That was called Khaenri'ah Did Nothing Wrong. And I kind of talked about this, like how it was really weird that we had multiple factions for the fallout of Khaenri'ah. But now I kind of get why. So here's the thing. I'm still of the opinion, even after all of the lore, that the sinner is Deshret or is very much related to Deshret, okay? I have to preface this because it's important. And the reason why I think that and why I think there's more evidence to it now than ever has to do with the fact that Deshret and the Goddess of Flowers wanted a world without gods. they believe that humanity should be the king of kings, right? They should be the god of gods themselves. Like they didn't need gods. They believe gods to be superfluous. So for Deshret to kind of not think of himself as a god makes sense to me. And to even kind of perpetuate that. And the fact that he's carrying out more or less the same goal and methodology as the Dragon King, regardless of whether or not he agrees with them or they're on the same side or what have you, says that he probably has more in common with the side of the dragons than he does, you know, like Celestia. However, I think the Fatui don't think that gods themselves are superfluous. I think they just want to create an entirely new world. Like to reshape it in their image, which would instead make them gods, if that makes sense. So I see one of them as more like an anarchy system, destroying Celestia. And I see another one of them as taking over Celestia and running it instead. So one is like a coup and one is like, you know, a disbandment. That's how I see it. Oh my god. Why am I stuck? Oh, Alhaitham, you do no damage when you don't have the infusion. Watching a guy with biceps like this do less damage than my little noodle arm characters is just so disjointing. Just so disjointing. But yeah, so that's kind of where I've landed with the Fatui versus the Abyss. There's some interesting things going on. Like, okay, so I'm starting to think that the Hexen Circle, for example, is actually Abyss aligned in a lot of ways. There's a lot to support that idea. And I don't know how many of you have seen this one theory by Roosevelt that I kind of dismissed when I first saw it. I'm just like, there's no such thing. This is not going to be a thing. And then I thought about it more and I realized that it actually did work. And it worked way better than I thought it would. And I'm going to make a video on it, which is part of the reason why I've had so many scripts to write. I've had so many good ideas. I kind of want to just skip the recap. Can I just skip the recap? Would you guys be mad? I just didn't do a recap this time. I mean, I put together the beginner's guide to Sumeru. Like, basically all of you things you need to know are already in it. Like, it's okay. Anyway. I just want to make some theories. I don't want to make a recap. Don't make me make a recap. I lost my train of thought. Okay, okay, listen. Are you guys listening to this? I gotta kill all the crocodiles. Hey, you. Oh, okay. Well, that's fine. I want you to listen to the music in this area. Because there's a Liet motif. I don't know how to say the word properly. I'm sure there's a way to accent it correctly. There's a segment of the melody that is almost directly lifted from the Fatui Harbinger combat songs. Like the reprise, I think it is. Like there's this little melody that plays in between like two course like two verses of the song. This one. And I think it's really interesting that this melody that's playing right now is in the desert. I don't really know what to make of it. Anyway, yeah. The TLDR on your question originally, though, is like, I don't have a good answer. I just don't. Like, we just don't know. But that's kind of my take right now. I still think the Abyss is trying to... How much can I say without actually giving away the next theory video? That's my challenge. I don't want to take the punchline away from my next video, so I might just have to leave it there. I think they're different. I don't necessarily think they're enemies. I think they're more of like the enemy of my enemy is my friend. But they still don't have the same viewpoint. How's that? I just realized those things have the stupid heart too. I'm so annoyed by hearts in this game right now. They're everywhere. Once you see them, you don't unsee them. They're just everywhere. There are hearts everywhere. I can't unsee. Where's your door? Hello. I would like to enter this hole. Open, please. Oh, giant abyssal sphincter. Open! It said no. And in this house, we respect consent. Anyway, let's go somewhere else. Where did they want to go? Let's go up here. Oh, jeez. Random channel, thanks for the super. Since I'm not sure on this, I wanted to get your thoughts. You think Paimon's Star Cape pattern looks like the party select and the roots of the... Yeah. I mean, okay, so... I guess now that I'm here, I may as well go over... Da-da-da-da... Okay. Roots. Roots. Are you talking about these? You're talking about the blue ones, right? I don't think her cape looks like this. Maybe we should, like... Well, hey. I didn't say you could fall. Whoa. I don't know that these roots look like it. But Paimon's cape is mostly just like a star, like a cosmic star background. And there are a lot of characters that have it. The one that has it the most, though, although not in her outfit, is it's Mona, because, like, watch this. She creates these, like, almost cosmic portals when she uses her skill to dash back. And that's the same pattern. And those patterns also match, like, the Abyss Herald and the Abyss Lectors when they do their whole, whatchamacallit, their little warpy thing. When they come in, when they warp in. Yeah. Matches those. Which is cool. You have no game volume? Oh god, really? Why? I'm sorry. Oops. This is what happens when I'm really behind on chat. So sorry. Oh, now we gotta go do that again. Okay, hold up. I know I'm like so... yeah, okay, I'm behind. Can we, like, not ask me questions for, like, the next 15 minutes while I catch up on shit? Can we not do that? That would be awesome. I would like that. Okay. Well, with that in mind, now we have to go back here. And wait for the music to play. Hello, crystal flies. I am one of your kin. That is right. Come here. Come be harvested by me. Oh, I lost it. He went away. Goodbye, little fly. Eh. I can't jump that high. Wow, my computer's lagging. She might need a reboot. And some lovin'. There it is, this one. This bit. Do you guys hear it? Like, if you've listened to Senora or the Skirmish boss fight, like if you've listened to either of those, you'll hear this, like in a big band way where it goes dun 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 dun, like every time, like this, See? And I think it's weird that this is where that song shows up, with like some other reprises, but you know, I don't know what to make of it. I'm not a very good music-y sort of analysis person. I like music, I'm just not very good at it. And now you guys see what I'm saying. I'm so sorry. Random channel. It's more the fact that the stars change color that is notable, since it seems to match the color scheme of the elements. Mona's abysses don't seem to. Oh, you mean because it's like kind of red and blue? They don't really change colors so much. What kind of happens is there's like a static, there's almost like a static image. Have you guys ever gone to a website and you've gone like to shush, I said. You ever go to a website and you're like scrolling through sections, and then one section, the background image doesn't move, but the text and the whole rest of the page moves? So like the background image is like just stayed put, and you're like just kind of scroll. That's called a parallax effect, and that's basically what's on Mona's cape, or not Mona's cape, on Paimon's thing. And I think that's where the fluctuating colors comes from. But what I think is interesting about that, right, is that was the exact same case for Guizhong's sleeves. Like, you guys remember the lantern, right, video with Guizhong? You remember that? Like when you watched her use her sleeves and she like lifts them up and stuff? And you can see the starry pattern on the inside? Like the starry pattern does not move when she lifts her sleeve. And that's unusual. Like, that's not normal. Okay, hold up. My computer is not happy with me right now, and so I'm gonna turn my graphics down. I don't like 60. I like 30. I know this is a weird thing, okay? I know this is a weird thing. Like, there's some things in here that I know make things look a bit worse, but I like them better. They make me happier. 30 FPS is so much nicer on my eyes than 60. I don't know why. Maybe I'm old. Maybe I'm old. That is always a possibility. But yeah, so I'm just wondering if that's like just a trait of Celestials at this point.
Delve into death. The wind rises.
Your sacrifice is ready. Pound into the ground.
Did I like take equipment off of him? Why is he not doing damage today?
The golden slumber.
I don't agree. Like, what is wrong with my Wanderer?
Behold.
What is wrong with my Wanderer? Hold on. No, that's right. Huh. Weird. Very weird. Maybe he just has a lot of resistance that I didn't know it. Sorry. I know I skipped some people when I was doing that whole thing, and I wanted to just kind of like finish my train of thought. So let me... Hey! No, not you! Not you! Go away! Leave me alone!
Upon the gate.
You can go away too! Go away! No!
Squall and fury.
I might be short, but I'm fast! Jeez. Let me rest! Okay, I need to... You know, every time... Hold up, guys. I need to take a break here in
You
about
think I've got a short tongue?
30 minutes
I just tell it like it
anyway,
is.
because I need
If
to pull
someone
bread
can't
out of the
handle
oven.
it,
But
maybe that's their
I
problem.
wanted to look at something really quick. Hold on. Hold on. I know this is probably a really boring screen to look at, but I have to get a better setup for fucking YouTube stuff. But streaming always takes a back seat. Like setting up streams and stuff, it always takes a back seat. 'Cause it's like, well, I could be working on a theory right now. You know?
Relax.
I can always be working on a theory, and it's like, well, do I want to be doing that, or do I want to be working on something to do with my stream when I rarely stream? All those things. Oh, Milton Thornton Jr. Okay, the thing about Masira was that Jeht was hunting him. Is that right? Or is it he's just on the run and Jeht is also kind of off doing that? I don't know, maybe we'll go look for those letters. Because I know they're scattered around the desert. I'll go read them again. It's been a hot minute. I've been a bit overwhelmed, and I can't say that a whole lot of everything has sunk in. We'll go look for them. That's part of what today is, kind of. Yeah.
There's no such thing as pure freedom in this world.
Fencer Dario, thanks
Even
for the
the wind
super.
cannot blow on forever.
My main takeaway from 3.6 is that Khaenri'ah tried to help fight the Cataclysm, only become the scapegoat for all of it. That does seem to be what happened. That does seem to be what happened. You know, I was thinking. I was thinking.
You even want this?
How do I put this? Albedo is very much like the character Einstein from Honkai Impact. And since his master is Rhine-daughter, I was thinking... Wait, where is this? I was thinking the other day that it might be the case that Rhine-daughter is kind of playing the role of real Einstein, because real Einstein is attributed with developing like the nuclear bomb, right? And if you think about the kind of stuff that Rhine-daughter did, the kind of like studies that she was doing, it makes you wonder if they're trying to reference that with her and Albedo. Because she does feel a bit scapegoated at this point. To me, anyway. Oh, there's one of them. Oh, so there must be a bunch of them. Yum, 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 yum. Okay, little flower sealy. Can I reach? Can I reach? Can I reach? Yes? Yes. Cool. So that makes sense. That makes sense. Anyway, I was thinking about that. Because, like, Hoyo really likes to, you know, mix in real world events and stuff. Oops. I just went inside Alhaitham's head and I did not like what I saw. Who's surprised? I got completely disoriented too. Where am I? Where am I? Holy hell. There we go. Okay. I am recalibrated. Okay. Don't get me wrong. I really, really like multi-layered stuff, but I am also the type of person to get very lost. Which is weird. This is a fact. This is a fun Ashtakai lore moment. It is impossible for me to get lost in the woods. It's actually impossible. However, I will get very lost in a very small city. Like, that is inevitable. It'll just happen. I don't know why. But like you could probably like drag me out to the middle of nowhere and I would be able to find my way back, no problem. But if you left me in the middle of the city somewhere, I'd probably sit down and cry. Yep. Anyway, fun lore, fun lore. Okay, I don't know where the other one is. There has to be another one. That's 4. But there must be another one because I didn't get a chest thingy unless I did this in the wrong order. Maybe I did this in the wrong order and it's back at camp. Jetpack! Yep, there it is. I see it. I see it. Hello. Woohoo! Give me my monies. All right. I
You
got
even want this?
junk. Woohoo! Oh, right. Yeah. Break Fate's chain. Thanks for the super. You said... What happened on my window? Where'd it go? Okay, there it is. The travelers as alchemically created Azosite beings. Yes! Okay, now I have to go on a tangent. Unexpected tangent. So, here's the thing. One of the reasons why I'm so sold on Deshret being important is because I really think he's supposed to be Auto-Apocalypse. Or, like, the Auto-Apocalypse equivalent for Genshin. Hoyo really likes to reuse their characters. Usually in similar situations between games. So I'm looking at Deshret and I'm just like, you have every hallmark of being an auto style character. And oh, okay. Well, I'll wait for him to come back. We'll just wait. Okay. Maybe he won't. Maybe. Oh. He didn't die. He just keeps falling. Oh, no, he's gone. Okay. Well, now we gotta climb back up. I'm cheating. Anyway, so I was thinking of Auto as, like a Deshret, or Deshret as an Auto XP. I got that backwards. For the most part. And it makes a whole lot of sense to me when you start to like put all the pieces together. But what really sold me is that Auto as a character in Honkai, he's like hundreds of years old.
The wind rises.
And the only reason really why he's been able to maintain himself for that long is because there's this material in Honkai called Solium.
Unnecessary.
And it's this bizarre golden type mineral type thing, right? And he basically crafts himself new bodies out of the Solium. So whenever he wants one, he just makes a new body. And then he just body hops, right? And he's done that for hundreds of years now. Hundreds of years of body hopping. And one of the traits of Solium is that it will eventually turn your hair gold if you're infused with it. So there is a character who I will not name right now whose hair was gold for the longest time, but then you find out that it's only actually gold because she had Solium infused into her body to save her life. So her hair is actually a completely different color. But I was thinking about this in the context of Genshin because I think the twins are related to Deshret and Khaenri'ah and all that kind of stuff. And I've been wondering if they're human but not synthetic, like they're synthetic beings at the same time. So like the soul of a human inside of a synthetic body. And I'm just like, well, what if they're Solium based, right? So you have this like magical, mystical, or like malleable substance that you can use to create life that's almost indistinguishable from organic life for the most part. And then if you look closer, you'll realize that the travelers have the hairstyles of two very important characters from Honkai. Aether has the hairstyle of Colin, which is a very important character to Otto. That's all I'll say on that. And I also think that that's part of the reason why Aether is the one who's focused on in a lot of the promotional trailers. I think that's part of the reason.
You think I've got a sharp tongue?
I think you have a loose tongue. But Lumine actually has the hair of a young Cecilia, who was Kiana's mother. And I find this fascinating as a concept.
The process of elimination. Here you are.
So anyway, that's my whole thing with the twins and the Azosite. So like for me, Azosite is Genshin Solium. That was a lot of words just basically to say Azosite is Genshin Solium. Like the culmination of all types of energy all wrapped up into one. And now the other interesting thing is that in Hoyo's whole multiverse setup thing, the imaginary tree is where all of the worlds kind of reside, and so everything kind of obeys the law of the imaginary. Because, you know, you're imaginary beings, you grow in the tree, you came from the tree that's running on imaginary power, and therefore you are imaginary. But the color of things that are imaginary in like Honkai Star Rail and stuff is all gold. And the color of imaginary is gold.
Too slow.
And in Honkai Impact, you find out that Honkai, as an energy, is just imaginary energy. Just like really condensed, special imaginary energy. But like that's all it is. It's still just imaginary energy. So if I look at it that way, Genshin kind of starts to make a little bit more sense to me in terms of like what it's doing with its elements and stuff. That's my long rant, I guess. Anyway. Yeah. Anyway. I lost my train of thought already. Island Popsicle! Thanks for the super! I am so behind, good lord. Really enjoy your content. There's so much lore in Sumeru alone, and we still have 4 regions to go. How much deeper do you think Genshin lore can go? Oh, I have a good answer for this. I'm gonna say infinitely deep, and I'll tell you why. One of the things I love about Genshin is the way its world has been constructed for 2 reasons. The first is because they have masterfully woven together so many different bits of inspiration that are based on real life events or records or stories and all that kind of stuff, which adds this level of nostalgia and relatability to a lot of different things. Like when you see Alice and you think about Alice in Wonderland, like there's so much nostalgia that comes with that, right? But you start combining it with stuff like famous philosophers and mythologies and religious concepts and like big events that happen throughout history. And you have this like amazing combination of depth because it's not just like, it's not a depth that Genshin manufactured, right? It's a depth that Genshin is leveraging because the depth actually comes from real world history and millions and billions of people throughout the whole world over time, right? And they're just leveraging that, and they've just leveraged it in a really brilliant way. So that's why I say it can go kind of infinitely deep. But the second, well, actually, that was kind of my second reason. They've just laid such a good groundwork in the way that they leverage this information.
Quit following me.
That all they need to do is reference one new thing from real history or a real mythology or a real marginalized group or a real culture that no one really paid attention to until this point. And then suddenly like there's this whole new category of depth that's been opened because not only do you have the real world interactions, but you also have all of the in-game interactions, and they just like create these multiple layers. And I don't think any of them, well, not any of them, I don't think most of them are intentional. I think it's just serendipitous, really. But that's kind of what I love about it, is that it's serendipitous. And it forces you to learn, which I really like too. Yeah, this is like my one thing about Wanderer that drives me crazy is like, I can't descend. And I kind of wish his hover was relative to the ground, but I understand where that would end up being a problem. But yeah.
Behold.
Did you open? You did not open. How come you didn't open? Oh. I see why. You didn't go out, that's why. Mona! Seriously? Seriously, Mona? She missed. Get it? Mist? Huh? Because it's wet? Water is mist? Yes? No? Okay. I'm funny in the wall.
You even want this?
Yes, I want it! Give it! Mine. Yeah. Why does Alhaitham have Deshret symbols? I'm gonna answer that in another video. I'm not gonna do it right now. The TLDR is I think him and Kaveh are both Deshret, but from two different points in his life, which just makes the roommate-ship more ironic.
Squall and Fury.
Yeah, I'm not going into that right now. Yeah. Spike Bebop, thank you for the super chat. How excited would you be if the Fatui Harbinger, whoever they are, teamed up with the Traveler to solve a crisis in Fontaine? I think that would be very interesting. I don't know if they'd really go that far though, because like we already kind of had that happen in Liyue, and I'm not sure they'd do it again. Because remember, Child teamed up with us, right? Like he was an ally for most of the quest, like until the end. And yeah, we were suspicious of him, but still, like he was still, you know, there. So I don't know that they'd do that again. Unless we just did not know they were from the Fatui. But we've already seen them. We've already seen all the Fatui at this point, except if there is a spare number 10, I guess. Oh, wait. Hold up. I don't have a...
It's time to pull the trigger.
There we go. Seriously? So, I don't know. Would I be happy about it? I don't know. I mean, I don't... I'll be real with you guys. I don't have nearly the amount of hype for Fontaine that I think most other people do right now. So I would love to have more meaningful connections with the Fatui going forward. I think that would be really cool, but like in the context of Fontaine, I don't know what to tell you. I'm not really all that hyped for it yet. I think it's gonna be really hard to get hyped for it until we get there. Which I recognize as a me problem. I'm actually, after Sumeru, I am more interested in Natlan than I am in any non-Khaenri'ah region. But yeah, I don't, yeah. I'm just not excited about Fontaine. I don't know. Is that blasphemous? Maybe. Hello. that booby lady. Maelstrom, thank you for the super. Hey, I love your videos. Do you think Irminsul was created, repurposed after the second who came as an imitation of the primordial one's triquetral order? I don't know what you're referring to. I have not heard anyone say anything about a triquetral order. You know, yeah. How do I put this? How do I word my thoughts here? How do I word my thoughts here? I don't know that the Triquetra is related to the primordial one in the way that you think it is.
Too slow.
I don't know if I can call it a triquetral order. In fact, I'm almost wondering if the Triquetra order was before a primordial one existed.
Quit following me.
I can't prove that, though. I don't think Irminsul was repurposed. That much I will say. I don't think Irminsul was repurposed. I don't think it was taken over. I think the history within it is probably not as accurate as we think it is. I think that could be the case, but I don't think it's the case that...
Too slow.
I can't say that either. I can't say I don't think it... yeah. Like, trying to choose my words very carefully here.
Busted.
Behold.
Actually, let me ask you a question instead.
Take it and have fun.
Don't you think it's odd that in Before Sun and Moon, there's no mention of Irminsul? Does that not strike you as odd? Like, how do I put this into perspective a little bit more? In all the primordial lore that we have, none of it talks about Irminsul. None of it. I think that's weird. I think that in Staff of the Scarlet Sands, it's bizarre that there's no mention of Irminsul. I think it's bizarre that in Before Sun and Moon, there's no mention of Irminsul. I think it's really weird. The only mention of something Irminsul-like is one passage in Before Sun and Moon that's like an allegory. It's a parable, right? That's the only one. I find that so strange for something that's so central. So the way I see it, either the primordial one or the whatever you want to call it who originally made the world. Oh. I guess I missed one. Either the tree was already here and it was just hijacked, or some god became the tree, or the tree was planted after the primordial one secluded itself. All options are pretty interesting. The second who came dropped Irminsul. It's actually a distinct possibility. I just want you guys to realize that it's, you know, it's not It's not a given that the world has to run on Irminsul. Okay, I'll put this in one more context. Consider this a preview for a theory video that's coming out in a bit. I missed. Oh, there's two over here, and I can't. I'm just like a terrible shot. Okay, we'll wait for that to expire. Yeah. So. In Nahita's story quest, Apep basically confirmed that elemental energy and memories are interchangeable. And when we talk about elemental power, in a way, we're also talking about that power being derived to an extent from people's memories. In other words, knowledge is power. So if you then created a tree-like system whose job it was to acquire memories and elemental energy and kind of condense them into one golden form, are you not creating some kind of what's a word for this? You're creating like a siphon generator, right? Like you're creating a parasitic structure that basically sucks like data and energy and power from the world. It's like a parasite. It's just parasitic. That's kind of how I'm starting to see Irminsul right now. Which makes Nahita a little strange. Because one other thing that's really bothered me about Nahita and Rukkhadevata for that matter is the lack of information instances we have of them historically. We don't have that many. Because if Irminsul is some sort of primordial thing, then Rukkhadevata and Nahita should have been around since the very beginning of time. So we should have some sort of documented case of Deshret meeting Rukkhadevata. But we don't, to my knowledge. We do not. We have one story, I think, in, not the Folio Foliage, the Scroll of Streaming Song. That one. With the Goddess of Flowers meeting Rukkhadevata. But that's a mythological take, and that's all we have. And apart from that, the only other instance that we hear about Ruka is when the Goddess of Flowers decides to give her caverna, and that Ruka went away to go back to the forest, and that Deshret and the Goddess of Flowers were all friends. Like, that's basically all of the historical records we have of Rukkhadevata
Good roll.
prior to the Goddess of Flowers' death, which is really weird.
And knock out the rest of the work once I'm feeling up to it.
For, you know, like a avatar of Irminsul. But yeah, so that's why I'm like sketched out by it, but whatever. Oh, Hang My Tat, thanks again for the next super chat. Finally witnessed the majestic gate of the everlasting morning, 8-pointed star underground near Sumeru. Thoughts? I have thoughts. I posted some of them on Twitter. I don't know how many of you guys actually follow me on Twitter. Probably not that many. If you're not on Twitter, you're doing well in life. That's all I'm saying. But I posted this thing. Thing is really glitchy. Ooh. Yep, she dead. Really glitchy all of a sudden. I think it doesn't like rendering that whole and streaming at the same time. Well, I think I found the limits of my machine. That's good to know. I will keep that in mind for when I upgrade. Give me my monies. We're gonna go down there in a second. Hold up.
Easy.
Let's go down. Is it here? I can remember that. Yeah, it's this one, right? I wanna go down the hole. Down the hole! Oh dear.
Take it easy.
I want to go over here for a reason. If you guys haven't completed this quest, avert your gaze! Also, what the hell are you doing here? Go away. Come back later. Come back later! You're gonna go up here. Alright. If you completed this quest and you didn't find this door, well, you're welcome. Come find this door. Alright, welcome to Khaenri'ah, guys. I bet you guys thought we'd never go here. Yeah. Anyway. We're gonna climb up. Yeah, so... I wanted to take a minute to talk about this. Hold up. We gotta climb, because I don't think there's a better way up here. There's a better way up here. What quest takes you here? The Caverna of Good and Evil. The Parry quest. Ooh. I think I flew last time. Oh dear. Yeah, hold up. Don't you love it when people say like, oh, I had no stamina, I can't plunge, and you're just like, you can plunge with no stamina, it's a thing.
Swollen Fury.
There was an easier way to get up here, and I opted to not take that easier way, so, uh-huh. Anyway, this is a Dark Serpent Knight. Look at his face. Isn't he cute? Isn't he a cute little bird? I wonder why they have bird-like beaked faces. Could it be that they were following a dude who was also associated with birds? Like, I don't know, maybe Deshret? Maybe? Everywhere I go, I see his face. Everywhere I go! Including...
Too slow.
Show you something, show you something. Ba, 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 ba. Welcome to Khaenri'ah. Here is our theme song. Hey, look at this! What are you doing here? You see this flower here? You see this flower? You see this? You see this? You see this flower? This flower, this morning flower, is based on a real flower whose name, when translated into English, is literally the Red Crown Imperial. That is its name.
Poorly written applications
Red Crown,
lately.
as in the Scarlet King. Why is this one flower right here in front of this door that has a symbol that matches the Black Sun Deshret? That leads to a kingdom whose last known empire was the Black Sun Dynasty. You tell me that. Is it a conspiracy theory? Is it a conspiracy? Is it a conspiracy? You know what? You know what? You know what? Kaveh is going to use these as ascension materials, or I will eat my hat. There's no way he doesn't. For one thing, he's a new character. He's going to use ascension materials probably from this area anyway. But this is like the only thing here. But the thing is, Kaveh is auto-coded. He's auto-coded. Look at the red crown. It's right here. Right here. Just saying. Yeah, I know this is also where people go to die and whatever, but still. I want this, by the way. This is mine now. Yeah. So those are preliminary thoughts. Wow, she's thirsty. Not me, my dog. She's drinking a lot of water. But like, I don't know, man. How do these burn forever? You ever wonder that? Like the torches in video games, they just burn forever. Like I get the magic glowing rocks and stuff, but like this is just fire with some wood in it. Like how is that burning forever? Are you frozen in time? Are you? If that's the case, how are you burning?
Wait.
Yeah, exactly. Wait. Baizu or Kaveh? Baizu's not going to use these. Baizu's probably going to use, like, violet grass, like Chi-Chi. I'm just saying. There's that heart symbol. There's heart symbols here again, the little bastard. Oh my god. It's going to haunt me. Anyway, those are basically my thoughts on this door. Yep. Anyway. Listen, if there is an Istaroth connection here, because I know I've seen pictures of people like taking Mona's whole thing and being like, hey, look, it's the 8-pointed star of Ishtar. It's like, yeah, of course it is. Of course it's an 8-pointed star of Ishtar. That makes total sense. But again, I mentioned earlier that I think the Hexen Circle might be more Khaenri'ah aligned. Right? Like, I mean, like, I know they're Khaenri'ah aligned. But, like, my point here is that I think they're more, like, abyssal aligned. Like, if you think about it, if Deshret is connected to Khaenri'ah, and Rhine-Daughter is connected to Khaenri'ah, and Rhine-Daughter is in the Hexen Circle, there's, like, totally ways that the Hexen Circle in general is just connected to Khaenri'ah as a whole. And honestly, that would explain why they tried to go against Barbados at one point. Like, that was why they tried to fight them, if they were more aligned over here. But I digress. It's a lot of speculation at this point. I'd have to, like, actually put together a proper theory. Which I might! I will. You'll see. Isn't SK's demon name Amun? Yes! That's the best part. That's why it's so perfect for the Kaveh coding, Deshret auto-coding thing. Okay? Because Kaveh is raw coded. Like Amun raw coded. And that's perfect. But here's the thing. Alhaitham here is Osiris coded. And a lot of Deshret's influences, like Aru Village, for example, or Aru's Shoot, for that. It's all about death in the underworld. Like, the Sea of Reeds was called Aru, right? So when I say that I think Kaveh and Alhaitham both represent Deshret in two different stages, that's what I mean. I think Kaveh is like the builder, architect, machinist that built all of the kind of stuff you see around the desert, sun-coated, very emotional, very impulsive, very driven, would give up everything for a dream kind of thing, right? Like, that's how I see Kaveh, and it's perfect in that way for him being auto-coded. And if I think Deshret is Genshin's auto-apocalypse, then that just makes sense to me. And that makes Alhaitham here. That makes Alhaitham Osiris. But it also means that Alhaitham is Kevin coded. If you've played Honkai Impact, you'll have an idea who Kevin is. But basically, he runs an organization called the World Serpent. And they both kind of ended up playing similar roles in the end of Honkai. And they both end up fitting the description of the primordial one too, which is also kind of funny. But anyway, I digress. Alhaitham was thought, yeah, he has some, but like he's got a vulture for his whatchamacallit. Like, he has Ibis coding for sure. There is one other thing about Kaveh that I can't talk about yet. Give me like 9 more days and I can talk about it. Has to do with his he's not more Sue than Kevin. He is Sue colored. But he is Kevin in a nutshell. Like, there's nothing Sue about him apart from his coloring. He even has Kevin's friggin' boob window. Like, this is Kevin.
Book learning alone is not enough to cultivate intelligence.
Sue is so chill and so, like, philosophical and so loving that to call Alhaitham Sue is a fundamental misunderstanding of Sue's character. In my opinion. And I say that as someone who really likes Sue. But I also will concede that I think Genshin characters, when they reference Honkai characters, they reference 2 or more at a time. So I concede that. But he's far more Kevin than Sue. You put Kevin and Alhaitham side by side and like in grayscale and you'll see what I mean. Like they're it's not a it's yeah. Anyway, that's my rant for today. That's my rant for today. Deshret's soul moved into King Irmin's body, who eventually became the sinner. I think it's just a labeling thing. Irmin might just end up being a last name. Yeah. Spike Bebop, thanks for the super. Wondering why do we have to wait for the Fatui Harbingers who only appear in each region? I'm not really sure I understand the question. Are you asking like why we only have 1 Harbinger per region? I think that's just so they're spaced out. I think they're just more spaced out so that like it's easier to how do I put this? I lost my train of thought. I feel like if they gave us all of the Harbingers all at once, we'd all have a meltdown. Like we did with the Winter Lights Lazo trailer. Like I feel like that's not something they're going for. I think they want to keep like some level of mystique, right? Like for the longest time, we still thought Dotori was the one from the comic, and then he shows up and it's just like, who the hell are you? You're not my clown doctor. Take this one back. I don't like him. It's true. I don't like the new Dotori. He's too. I like the old one. Can I have both? I'd like both. Then we can have the mean, menacing doctor, and then we can have the really funky doctor that's like questionably bad ethics, but he's fun. But I think they have to start doing more Harbingers at once, though. And I think they know that. I would expect that in Fontaine, we get multiple Harbingers. Like, at least 2. The reason being is I think we've only... How we've encountered Child Senora and Scaramouche and half Dotori. So we've got 4 of 11. And we have, like, 4 regions left. They have to give us at least 2 per region from here on out. They have to. Unless they want to save, like, 4 of them for Snezhnaya. which I guess is something they could do, but also why? You know? I don't see why they would do that. It seems odd. I know WebTori isn't pretty enough to like sell, but like I love him and I want that one. I see the weird little gremlins and I go, that one's my favorite. That is one thing I am appreciating about Star Rail, I think, is that a lot of the hype I see for characters are not over the prettiest character or like... Can you guys spawn, please? Okay, I'm not dealing with this. A lot of the hype are for like the older characters, which I like. I think that's really cool because it just goes to show that you don't only need to have one character of one type, you know? Like you can have variety and people will still enjoy it. I think that's an important thing.
I charge a higher rate to...
Yeah.
Remarkable condition.
Look at this. Look at this. We got another 8-pointed star, but with a little Triskelion in the middle. Which is not a Triquetra, but it could be. Funny that it's the Triskelion that we see in the domains, though. Eh. Is there a reason why Rosaria, Barbara, Lisa's constellations are artifacts? Crown, Goblet, and Hourglass. Well, that's interesting. I don't think I've ever noticed that. Galen has a flower. Does anyone have a feather? I don't think anyone has a feather, but we have a lot of birds. We have a lot of birds. Spike Bebop, thank you again for your super chat. Which I just lost. Hold on. Where did it go? Why did they do that to me? Hold on. There we go. Oh, right, okay. We see a Fontaine playable character before Fontaine. Yeah, probably. We've had a character basically every region that's worked as the intermediary to the other region. And like, it wasn't as obvious, I think, with Liyue. But it was because Liyue was just, you know, like available. But technically speaking, Xiangling should have been our introduction to Liyue. So it would have been like Xiangling and then Kazuha and then we had, who did we have? Kale, technically? I get Kale counts because she was like really Mondstadt affiliated until Sino took her to Sumeru. Yeah.
Are you?
So yeah, we should get one. Hey, don't be rude. Let me think. Think about timing. We're in 3.6 right now? That's right? Yeah? 3.6, let me think. So maximum we have 4 versions. It's more likely to have 2, maybe 3. No, well, no, we'd have 3. Maximum 3 versions, because 4.0 would be the... Yeah, don't mind me. So more realistically, we probably have 2 patches taking to 3.8. I'll be surprised if they take us to 3.9. Because, like, if Sumeru gets any bigger, like, I'm not ready for that. So that would take us to, like, what, 3.8? Yeah? I don't think it would I mean, unless they skip 3.8 and go straight to 4.0, which they could do, then yeah, we should see a Fontaine character, a playable one, in the next 6 weeks or so. Yeah. Man, that's soon. I'm not ready. I'm still digesting. This is like saying, hey, do you want to go for dinner when you've, like, finished lunch 15 minutes ago? It's the same kind of mood. My God. How? Same kind of mood. Yeah, that's soon. I am not ready. I'm not ready. At all. Not ready at all. I have, I gotta take, like, be back in 1 minute. I gotta take bread out of the oven before it burns.
Navigating the world is a whole lot easier with a few different identities to choose from.
I'm good.
Need me
I'm
to
good.
come up
I'm
with
good.
some for you?
I'm good. I'm good. 3.8 might also be golden apple. Yeah, it might be. Or like whatever intermediary thing they want to do. I mean, do you think they're gonna do golden apple like a 3rd time? Like, how would they... Like, they'd have to flip the islands upside down to make them more interesting. Because we've been there so many times. Where did they all go? I was not paying attention. Oh. I'm not gonna get them all. I'm just gonna wait for it to expire. I didn't know where they went. It's fine. It's fine. I don't really want golden apple again. Because I feel like... The first time, it was full of novelty. The second time, they gave us so much extra exploration on those islands and allowed us to modify them and stuff. But I feel like if they did that again, I think I'd get bored, you know? So I don't really want them to do that. So I don't even know if I want... I don't even know if I want golden apple this year. I would like something like it. That'd be nice. But I don't know if I want it, you know?
Quit following me.
I charge a higher rate.
Maybe they can just make golden apple permanent. That'd be nice. But they would have to, like, I wonder... So, okay. I wonder if part of the reason why we've got coastline here is because of Fontaine. Like, I know technically speaking, Fontaine should be over here, right? It should be, like, bordering Liyue. But I'm wondering if it, like, borders, but, like, goes around like this, and then down here. And that's part of why we're getting coastline. So we'd have, like, this whole area kind of filled in. One long nation. But I also wonder if this, too, is Fontaine. If that's the case, then this gate here in Storm Terror's lair finally has a purpose. It goes this way towards Fontaine. But I kind of feel like this up here should be Shneznaya. Just my opinion. Just my opinion. I don't know if that's actually the case. We'll see. That's 3. Do we have a 4th? Oh, it's up there. Up, up, up. Oh, well, that was pointless. I didn't use my thing. Okay. Give me stuffage.
Ooh, we can definitely write this off as incidental gains.
I really do want, like, the if we do go back to the Golden Apple, I want them to flip the islands upside down. Like, just whoop. Completely flipped upside down. Potato Bomb, thanks for the super. Am I the only one that heard Columbina's song Around the Purple Portal before we cleansed it? I'm gonna be real with you. I didn't have the music on. And I kind of feel like I should have. So, I can't comment on that. Whether or not there was a Columbina song, because I didn't listen to it. I'm gonna have to listen to the OST afterwards. Or just log into my EU account, I guess. Which has been really neglected. I've neglected it pretty hard. Yeah. But like... I have reasons. It's okay. It's a free-to-play account. It's fine. It's mostly there for, like... Because I guess I didn't realize that we would get this big transformation of this area, which I really love, by the way. I think this is really cool. I didn't think we'd get this kind of big transformation. And I lost the clip I had of me standing on top of that hole before it became purified. So the EU account's super useful because now I can just take it and run all the way over here and just go stand on it. So I have like I have a before account and I have an after account, so that's cool. If I miss any stuff, that's what I do. Kamesa! Oh my god, thank you so much for your super chat. This is like a while ago. Oh my god. Still can't get over, despite Deshret being referenced in every quest and having peak lore, he's dead in the main story. It's like if Zhongli died for real at the start of the Liyue Archon quest and we got no follow-up. It feels like wasted potential. He is, in my opinion, not dead.
Balancing the two is a
I don't know how many of you have actually watched my beginner's guide to Sumeru lore, where I actually went through and pieced together all of the lore of the desert. But I did that. That was a thing. That video is out. I highly recommend watching it. Or listening to it. You don't have to watch it, just listen to it. That's helpful too. But I put everything in chronological order. And I summarized a lot of it. So it should help recontextualize a lot of the stuff that you remember, that you went through. But here's the big point that I had to make in that video. And the one I will again make here. One of the reasons why I keep saying that Deshret is a combination of both Alhaitham and Kaveh in terms of references is because I do think he was split into 2. And the reason I think that is because one of the purposes of the Golden Slumber was to find a way to separate the soul from the body. Which goes back to originally what I was saying about like the whole thing that Otto has in Honkai about having multiple bodies. That he just body hops. So one of the goals of the Golden Slumber was to be able to separate that. And we already had, before Nahida's story quest, we already had records of Deshret dying on the throne of the Golden Slumber. We already had that. We already knew that. It was said that he died upon the throne and that his body was eaten by worms. And in this case, it was eaten by a very large worm by the name of a pep. A pep ate him. But that's the interesting part. If he died on the throne that was supposed to be a method by which you could separate your soul from your body. And Apep even said that, like, him infecting her with forbidden knowledge was kind of like part of his plan, like a backup plan almost. It starts to make you wonder if he planned out the whole thing. And then you have to ask yourself, well, if his body was eaten, and we know that his sentience probably isn't inside of the Golden Slumber based on the quest that we went through, right? Then where is his soul? He could very easily be body hopping, and that's why he's still a wild card.
You even want this?
Because, like, it bothers me because, like, Jabril and what the hell was the other guy's name? Simiel? Something like that. When they went in there, the whole reason Jabril went in after the other guy, whose name began with an S that I still can't remember, was because, oh, if he goes in there, he's going to obtain Deshret's authority. Well, how the hell would he obtain Deshret's authority if Deshret was in there? And I think it's really weird that he knew Deshret probably wasn't in there. So anyway, that's why I keep saying Deshret probably is dead, but not in the way that you think.
Take it and have fun.
But we also have to keep in mind that in Genshin, gods don't really die in the traditional sense. Like, okay, you see that tree over there? That tree? This tree is technically the former Hydro Archon. That is a thing. This is technically the former Hydro Archon, which then makes you question something else. The other dead god that we've seen is Makoto, right? She also turned into a tree. And you know who else was a human who ascended to godhood at the place of a tree? That was Vanessa. So that was the Windrise tree. So we're starting to establish this pattern of dead gods turning into trees. Now let me ask you another question. If that's the case, then doesn't it make you wonder if Rukkhadevata is technically dead? If she's technically a tree? Khaenri'ah and Guizhong, yeah, I mean, it's not perfect. I didn't say, like, all gods turn into trees. I'm just saying that we're starting to establish a pattern of dead gods leaving behind or turning into a tree. Khaenri'ah exploded into a big wave of salt, really. But here's the difference between Vanessa, Makoto, and the Hydro Archon. All three of them did not become a tree in a violent manner. So, Urabashi, for example, was killed very violently and released a giant mass of Tatarigami, right? Like, that's this big, lingering energy. It was violent, and he died resentful. Khaenri'ah also died a very violent death. She was murdered, so she exploded into salt. Right? You start to see a pattern. Whereas the Hydro Archon did die, and she would have exploded into the Amrita. And then Rukkhadevata took that Amrita and anchored her in place with a tree. Emphasis on the anchored her in place. I think that's kind of the important part. Makoto, too, died somewhere else, but was planted back in Inazuma and grew into a tree. So she could have had a very violent explosion, right? Like, that could have been a thing. But she was planted and became a tree. So Vanessa ascended. She didn't have a violent death. She ascended and potentially became a tree. So, like, you start to see those patterns, right? Wait, what do we know about the Hydro Archon? You haven't finished that quest, have you? All right, let me summarize the Perry quest thing here. What do you think about Dragonspine's Frostbearing Tree, then? That one's interesting, because there was a tree there beforehand, but the frost-bearing tree only grew after Durin died. And its blood seeped into the ground. Isn't that interesting? You could say the tree is Durin. Anyway, whacking tree. Remember, guys, whacking trees for wood? You is whacking a god. God wood. Yeah. Okay, so basically, 500 years ago during the Cataclysm, right? Here, I want to turn off idols. I'm gonna turn off idle audio because it's driving me nuts. That is a thing I can do. I just never remember to do it.
Paimon coming in. Paimon coming in.
Here, turn that way down. Okay, so basically, during the Cataclysm, a lot of the Archons were set... Before we kind of assumed that all of the Archons were summoned to Khaenri'ah, now we know that's not entirely true. The Archons appear to have been summoned to deal with the problem. And the problem that Khaenri'ah caused, or that was coming from Khaenri'ah, however you want to put it, right? And so, two really important locations in that were here at Tanigi Hollow, right? There was tons of abyssal crap coming out of here. And then the other one was the chasm, right? Over here. These are two places where we know a ton of abyssal monsters poured out during the Cataclysm. Okay. So, you could assume that over here, Zhongli should have been dispatched to deal with this, but as far as I know, we don't have any record of him actually dealing with the chasm. We just have Bosacius and Xiao and the other Adepti dealing with this, so Zhongli was probably elsewhere, which is interesting. We know Venti was dealing with Durin, who came up from somewhere, but part of the reason why I think Fontaine might be over this way a little bit is because the Hydro Archon went south to Sumeru, likely to deal with this down here. And so too did Rukkhadevata come up from Sumeru's forest over here to Tanigi Hollow. But the Hydro Archon died over here in something that we don't really know what happened to her. And she became this water known as the Amrita.
The scribe's work is simple.
Which is... The Amrita pool is basically this. Just like this little pool of water here. But basically all the water in this area seems to be Amrita from the Hydro Archon. And then when Rukkhadevata found her, she sprouted this giant-ass tree from the Amrita to anchor the Hydro Archon's soul in place. And that's basically what happened. So, like, this whole oasis is technically Hydro Archon juice. Hydro Archon puree. So to speak. Not bath water. I mean, like, you don't bathe in your own blood, do you? So anyway, that's the thing. It's also, like, I'm not even gonna go into that. I'm not gonna do it. You guys can watch the beginner's guide if you want to know more about that. I don't want to do it right now. You can't make me. Does that mean the current Hydro Archon is younger than Nahida? They might be around the same age. If you get a co-op person and you stand in here, you can get a chest. But I just get fish. Ooh, these things are so cute. Anyway, yeah. So that's the thing. Is the dead Archon singing? Probably. Probably. Also, you see this aurora? This, like, energy aurora? This is also present around the Sacred Sakura, and it is also present around Dragonspine. two places where we also find these really suspicious crystally trees. I repeat, Fontaine has sewers. Listen, I will get hyped for Fontaine if they have catacombs. Okay? I love catacombs. I will be so excited. That's why the Oceanids come to find her here. Yeah, they basically came to find their Archon. Post-Cataclysm, and they found this tree instead. And the parry. And, so they were really disappointed because they don't like Folklore. They don't like her. A lot of them disagree with the way she runs things. They don't... It's just like she's so different from the original Archon. So now the Oceanids basically make pilgrimages to this oasis on a regular basis to pay tribute to their original Archon. And the ones that really hate Folklore just kind of left. Like there's one Oceanid in Springvale in Mondstadt that lives in that spring. She's the fairy of the spring. And then there's another one, Rodea, which we fight for, you know, we fight for stuff. Yeah. She gives us ascension materials. But that was part of the reason why Endora, that I don't know how many of you were here for the Endora event where you could get the little mini Oceanid. But part of the reason why they were even looking for Rodea was because of that. Because Rodea just kind of up and left. He was like, screw this guy. Well, girl. Focalor is a female. We think. No, she probably is. I'll be surprised if we have any more male Archons. I don't think we're getting one. Whee! I wonder if after Tears of the Kingdom comes out, if Genshin will add skydiving. Mine!
Roll away now.
Don't you tell me what to do. Let them roll all I want. Happy the pretty flowers. Hi, pretty flowers. Hi, pretty flowers. This flower is huge. Look at this. This thing is bigger than my whole waist. This makes me look like I have really weird underwear. How can Folklore be younger than Nahida when Nouvelette implied that she was older? I don't remember him implying that she was older. Either way, it's very possible that Folklore was alive before the previous Hydro Archon died and just ascended to her position. Like, we have to keep that in mind, too. Milton Thornton Jr. Oh my god, you were responding to, like, we were talking about a while ago. Holy shit. Sorry. Thank you for the super. You said, yes, Jeht founded her own group of mercenaries and is on the manhunt from Asera after learning the events of the Fallen Falcon. Good! Deserved! Get his ass. If you guys haven't done that quest, go do it. It's sad. All of the world quests are sad. Who am I kidding? There are no world quests that are not sad in this game. All of them are dark in some way. I have already talked to the party to make the big flowers in the blue fields glow. I've already got those chests. But thank you.
There have been many poorly written applications.
Zudus! Thank you for the
Yes,
super.
I'll just have to
Thoughts
recheck them
on
all.
Layla? Is she sus? Is she someone we should keep an eye on? Or do you think she is simply innocent and suffering with dissociative insomnia? Layla. Let's talk about Layla. Alright, you see her, how she's sleeping here? Yeah. 4 stars. Alright, listen. Layla is suspicious. Will it matter? I don't know. But I'll tell you where I'm kind of at with her currently. So, I am of the opinion that Seelies in Genshin are basically supposed to be angels. Okay? You have to proceed on that assumption. Now, I say this in regards to Layla because Layla has pointed ears, right? And a lot of people have suggested that someone like Alice and Klee, who are said to be from a long-lived race, might actually be Seelies or descendants thereof. Yeah? You're with me so far, right? And if that's true, right? Like let's assume Alice and Klee are Seelies or Seelie-blooded. That implies that anyone with these long pointed ears is Seelie adjacent. And that would kind of check out for Nahida, right? Because she also has long pointed ears. And she deals with this tree that's presumably to do with this primordial being, right? Which should be like a god. So it would make sense then if she had angel characteristics. Right? You following me? So here's where I'm at with Layla. Layla's name is actually... well, it's down. is actually based on the name Layla. And Layla is the name of the Angel of Night. If memory serves, I think she has something to do with nightmares too. I think. Can't remember. But she's like called the Night Angel. So now we've got this insomniac girl here, pointed ears like a Seelie, right? Who basically just wants to sleep and can't. But she also looks like she's wearing chains and stuff, which makes me wonder if she was like captive at any one point. Or if she's supposed to be referencing being captive, so maybe she's Jinn descended instead. And since Jinn, in my opinion, are like a type of angel, like a slightly lesser ranked angel, well, it's not entirely accurate if we look at like real mythology, but like for the purposes of Genshin, it'll work. Think of them as like a lesser ranked angel. Layla starts to become a little more interesting,
Scorching hot right?
right?
Freezing cold nights. I don't think I'm gonna make it.
One other thing about her that I remember from her hangout, she's basically said that it took her several days walking to get to Sumeru's city. And that her family has sumpter beasts, I think. Like they raise sumpter beasts. Which implies that she's from the desert. But I wonder if she's from, like, a part of the desert that's, like, this way. Right? Like, over here. Like, this place that we can't get to yet. Maybe there's more villages. And I wonder if there might still be, like, a Jinn village somewhere. How old is Layla? I don't know. But that's just kind of where I'm at with Layla. That's all I got on her, really. I haven't looked as closely into her as I feel like I should. And I will, probably, eventually. But I've mostly got the Layla connection, which seems to work out pretty well for her. Comes from a location towards the rainforest. Oh, that's interesting. Where the hell would that be then? Does she come from the north? Like up here? Because, like, why would she say she's from a location near the rainforest and not just say I'm from Caravan Rebat or Aru Village or, like, Fort Ormos or Vimara or, like, right? Like, why? Why not just say the name of a town? Which makes me think we just don't know the town yet, which is why I think it's like over somewhere else. East of the Divine Tree. Where is that then? There's no town. Like, there's nothing there. There's nothing. Wait, no, that's west. Wait, that means she's this way. Never, I don't like this. East of the Divine Tree? That's this way. That's like over here. She'd be like from the chasm. Or Gandharvaville. But if that's the case, like, why not just say that? I don't know. I don't know. I find that strange. I find that strange.
So sore.
Is it east?
Guess I must have been sleepwalking last night. Again.
North of the Mushroom Forest in a town not seen yet? I don't know. I don't know. I think it's confusing. Either that or she's lying.
Okay.
Listen, either she's lying or there's a plot hole. She's from Los Angeles. Yeah, maybe. Oh, wait, I get it. Los Angeles. It's funny. I get it. Aren't the directions tilted in Genshin? No, they're not. I know a lot of people say that it's still based on one translation that's wrong. And I can say that it's wrong with confidence because the Chinese text just flat out says something entirely different from the English text. So, so I don't think that's the case. Can I request like no one else super chat me, please? Because like there's still a bunch that I haven't got to yet, and I don't want to stream all night. I don't want to do that.
My legs are so sore.
Matt Bloomingdale, thank you for the super chat. Discord rent for the month. Have a bag of toilet paper rolls for you. Thank you. Anyways, 6 the dog took NyQuil will fall asleep to your crack theories. I am glad to put you to sleep, I guess. Is that flattering or is that insulting? I can't even tell. Like, should I be insulted that my content is boring enough to fall asleep to, or should I be flattered that it's soothing enough to sleep to? I wonder. You know you've made it when someone uses your videos as ASMR sleep time.
Quit following me.
How am I? I don't get. How am I soothing? I know I'm not like as neurotic as a lot of other streamers, and I don't scream, but like I don't think I have really chill energy either.
Quit following me.
I don't get it. I couldn't fall asleep to me. I'll put it that way. Calmbient. Calmbient. The ambiance of calm. Let's go down here. Hello. Milton Thornton Jr. Okay, stop super chatting. I mean, thank you, but stop that. I can almost guarantee some bozo in Fontaine is gonna put us on trial, especially seeing how the Steambird fabricates articles about the Traveler. Oh, 100%. We're going on trial, and I am here for potential Yenfei content. Gives me... we need an ace attorney Like, I want one patch where the Archon quest is just an Ace Attorney game. That's all I want. That's what I want out of Fontaine. I want Nahida to be like Armaya. And I want Yenfei to be Phoenix. Maybe if we're lucky, we'll have Shinobu there for support. Oops. A long time ago. I know you sent it a long time ago, but like I told you, I'm behind. That's why I said stop super chatting me. Like, stop it. Like I'm so long-winded that like answering questions takes a long time. And then I get more, and then that also takes a long time. It's an endless cycle. You guys wonder why I don't stream that often.
Easy money.
This is why. This is why. Nilu quest was like Ace Attorney investigation for some goddamn reason. Yeah, it kind of was. It was a little odd. I mean, I thought it was a sweet quest with like a nice moral. But I admit that like I found it kind of confusing in its purpose. Does that make sense? Like, I wasn't quite sure why it was like that. I also kind of wish that like Nilu's story quest was us dealing with her parents rather than somebody else's parents. But I don't know. Maybe that's too much to ask. There must be a chest up here. I ain't talking about Alhaitham either. Although he does got the boobies. He does got them boobies. I saw this spicy take on Twitter the other day where someone said that, oh, people are getting really thirsty over Alhaitham even though he's built like a normal person. And I'm just like, okay. Yeah. I mean, he's not as jacked as some sort of DC character, but like, I don't know many normal people who just naturally have that kind of build. I just don't know any. I was like, what are your standards? I ain't calling him a beefcake or anything, but like, come on. Most people are not built like that.
Don't let any of it roll away now.
I thought it was even funnier because it was kind of coming from, well, a community that is pretty notorious for just not taking care of themselves. I.e., like, not exercising, not going outside, eating really bad food. And I'm like, yeah, I'm sure doing all of that's really gonna make you have the average body type of this dude. Okay. No. You probably look more like this. Saying you can't eat chips and stuff. You guys can eat whatever you want, but like, you know, sometimes you gotta eat some vegetables, please, that aren't potatoes.
Too slow.
Is Dvalin as old as a pet, meaning is he also one of the primordial dragon kings? No. Dvalin is a baby. Dvalin is super young. Dvalin's like maybe 2,000 years old max.
You even want this?
He's not that old, comparatively. A pep is like thousands and thousands of years old, but like I think the oldest record that we have of Dvalin is, well, it's after New Mondstadt had been founded, so it was like at least, well, at most 2,600, 2,000 years ago. Whoa. I can't see anything. He's down. Hi. Woo!
It's just full of valuables.
Gimme, 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 gimme some lovin'. All the loot! Hehe. You know, Zhongli did not create Azhdaha. Zhongli dug Azhdaha up. What he did is he gave Azhdaha his eyes. Whoa. Okay, I'm stuck. That's basically it. But Zhongli did not create Azhdaha. I'm called GPK. Well, thanks for the super chat. Why are you buying me a new hat? Hats don't cost that much. Not where I shop anyway. Is this because I said I'd eat my hat if Kaveh doesn't use morning flowers as his ascension materials? Because if so, by buying me a new hat, you've just lost the bet, I guess. Because if I don't have to eat my hat, then someone has to give me money, I guess, because I won and you gave me money, so I win. I win either way! I'm not evil enough to have a laugh. That's how you know I'm not a villain. I don't have an evil laugh. Will I be lore hunting in Star Rail? Yes. However, Star Rail, I will be making content for Star Rail. It won't be quite the same type of content that I make for Genshin. I think I'm gonna mostly just stick to lore with not a whole lot in the way of theories for it. For multiple reasons. Like the biggest one is like, I just don't know how much it'll lend itself to theorizing, like big theories. I could see like doing little mini theories, like, oh, based on this, I think this is gonna happen kind of stuff. But Star Rail doesn't have the same depth of world building lore that Genshin does. It's still got a really in-depth world, universe, I guess. It's just that it's not the same as Genshin, so like the rabbit holes are different. So I'm basically just gonna stick to like recapping stories and, you know, character profiling, that kind of stuff. I'll do more stuff like that, I think, than anything else. Yeah. Dude, thanks for the 5 gifted. That's awesome. Thank you. Look at all you nice new little... Oh, that's not where I wanted to go. Little members. Little members. Joining the cult. I mean, what? I didn't say that. Unlimited Spadeworks, thank you so much for your super chat, man. Everybody keeps speculating about Alhaitham and Kaveh, but why has there been zero speculation about Candace? Didn't the devs say she was blood descendant of Deshret? Does she have no role?
All right, maybe I'll take one more day.
I think part of the issue with Candace is that there's just not much on her. Like, we don't have a story quest to work with. Most of her iconography is kind of more like Isis inspired, which is funny because the goddess of flowers is also very Isis inspired and Isis coded. So I find that amusing, especially if she's a blood descendant of Deshret. I think, for me anyway, Candace... Oh, I don't want to fight him. Not because I can't, I just don't want to. Famous last words. The thing about Candace is, for me, her primary role is more confirmation about traits of Deshret and the bloodlines of the desert, more than anything else. So then I do things like I look at Khaenri'ah, right? Khaenri'ah's from Khaenri'ah. They have similar skin tones. They have similar hair colors. They have similar eye colors. Although we can't see one of Khaenri'ah's eyes, so we can't tell if the other one is also like that. So I look at that and I'm just like, blood descendant of Deshret, you say. Khaenri'ah is part of the regent family of Khaenri'ah. They look quite similar. What's going on here? That's more or less where I land with Candace. I feel like Candace was such a missed opportunity for them to give us something interesting. And maybe we'll get something more interesting when we get a Candace hangout eventually. Famous last words. Sarah still doesn't have a hangout. So we'll see. But yeah. There's just not a lot. There's just not a lot with her. Did we see the big door with the Khaenri'ah star? Yep, you might want to scroll back in the VOD. We spent some time down there. Random channel, thanks again for the super chat. Remember the miracle machine from the last Golden Apple Archipelago story? I was wondering if you noticed any other probable stalker refs, or if that's the only one. Stalker? What? Stalker? What are you talking about? If you're still here, what are you talking about? Random channel. Stalker is a game series. Oh.
Just let me know if you ever find yourself in a pinch. I can help you out.
Well, if it's not obvious, I've never played it. So I guess I didn't catch the reference because I don't know what I'm looking for. So that should surprise no one. Yeah. Sorry. That's kind of the best I got. I've never heard of this series. Must be in a genre I don't play very often. Roy Pant, I have already answered your question like 3 times. It's like we've already covered it in the stream. If you want to see it, you can scroll back. We spent quite a lot of time in front of that door. Please don't spam your question in chat. That's one of the rules in the description box. It makes for a worse experience for everybody else. Break Fate's Chain, thanks again for your super. Not Genshin related, but supposedly there are supposed to be visible aurora lights across North America tonight. Thought you'd want to know. Interesting. I wonder if I can see them where I am. I'll look them up. Thank you.
Then it's really not all that difficult.
Boober Goreng, thanks. I don't know what currency that is. I thought YouTube glitched for a second. But thank you. Thanks for your hard work. I truly enjoy and learn so much from your lore contents. I am glad to be of assistance and to be entertaining. That's what I am here for. Berry Bread, thank you as well for your super. Happy to catch the stream. Also loved your guide to Sumeru video. It was fun and covered a lot of ground that totally went over my head. Thank you. I'm really, really glad to help. I really am. Because like, I love the lore of the desert so much. For so many reasons, and not just because Deshret is part of it. He's slowly becoming on my short list of favorite characters in this game, and he's a quote unquote dead NPC, and that's funny. I think I'm almost out of stuff, which is good. I've stripped this area dry, haha, just in time for a brand new game. Oh, guess not. There's a chest this way. All right, we're gonna hunt that chesty booty. Gonna be chest hunters. Not the booby kind. That'd be a fun game, though. Chest hunters, but it's only boobs. Eric Boncourt, thanks for the super. Hello, this patch talks about forbidden knowledge, growth, and Nibelung, and a ring in Dane's hand. What do you make of it all and the Khaenri'ah Gate? I already talked about the Khaenri'ah Gate, but as for the ring, I don't know how many of you are familiar with the opera by Richard Wagner, called The Ring Cycle. Also known as the... Oh, I'm gonna butcher this. I'm apologize in advance. Is it Nibelungenlied? Is that right? I think that's how it's pronounced. I just call it the ring cycle because I don't want to butcher words more than I have to. I butcher them a lot as it is. Ow. But basically he wrote this opera based on some epic Norse poetry. Like these what? This way? Is it up? Up, 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 up. And it's like, how do I even, I don't even really know how to explain the story, but like the important parts, I think, for as far as Genshin is concerned, are basically, we need Soul Rush back. It's Norse mythology, right? So we've got like dwarves and elves and Norse gods and everything, all that kind of stuff. But basically there were these sisters that are called the Rhine Maidens. They are the daughters of the river Rhine. And they were protecting their father's gold, and their father is the spirit of the Rhine River. So they were protecting his gold, and there was this dwarf who, depending on the version... Oh my god. I don't main archers for a reason. Will you please explode? Okay, so there are a bunch of Rhine maidens inside the Rhine River protecting some magic gold, okay? Like really, really, really super magic gold. And this magic gold could do all sorts of really, really, really powerful things so that it's not supposed to get, you know, into the wrong hands of the wrong person. So this dwarf by the name of Albric, right? He decides he wants the gold. Depending on the version you're looking at, it's because he was either snubbed by one of the Rhine Maidens when he made a move on them, or it's because he wanted power. It depends. But anyway, he tricked the Rhine Maidens, ended up stealing their gold, and from that gold, he formed a ring. And if that sounds familiar, this one ring to rule them all, it's because it was also the inspiration for the Lord of the Rings series. Albric's magic gold ring. And he used that ring to become the unofficial king of the Nibelung, who in this case are actually a race of dwarves that live underground. So basically the rest of the that's just the first act of like a 4-act opera, and each act is like 4 hours long. So the other subsequent acts of the opera are like this really super tragic love story revolving this ring and who has the ring, who doesn't have the ring, all that kind of stuff. And it's a very tragic tale, and in the end, the ring is returned to its proper place, whatnot. But if you want to ask me what my thoughts are regarding Dane and the ring, and the fact that we've got a dragon king now whose name is Nibelung, that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at. Will we talk about it? Yes, eventually. Because I have a spicy take salad on it that I don't think many others will have. And it all ties back to Deshret again! You guys thought me talking about Scaramouche was bad. Just you wait. Just you wait. He's got nothing on Deshret, and that's the sad part. Da-da-da. Do we know who's the one-armed sage in the party quest? Not that I know of. I think, if memory serves, he's supposed to be from the academia. But I don't know.
Too slow.
I don't know if there's another, like, reference that I just don't know yet. About, who that sage is supposed to be. It's oddly specific, isn't it? This one-armed thing. Like, that's really specific. I legit thought it was Piero for a while. And then I realized that he was supposed to be from the academia, and I was like, well, that's weird. I'm just saying, we haven't seen Piero use both hands, so... Oh, hi. How you doing? Nice day. Ow. That was rude. So rude.
Unnecessary.
He poked me with his metal stick of a tail. What's my Sumeru exploration percentage at? That is a good question. I have no idea. Pretty good. Everywhere else is 100. All of these are 100. I've 100%ed the whole game at this point. So it looks like I'm just missing like a 1% over here. And that might actually be these, because I haven't done these yet. Maybe we'll do those on stream. I haven't done these, and I can do them forever. So let's just go do these. Dude, holy shit, thank you for the super chat. Good lord, you guys don't have to donate that much, you know. You can just donate $1. It's okay. I appreciate it, but sometimes I worry. Thanks. Hey Ash, super late to the stream. Hope you're doing well. I just wanted to say, love the new videos. Please don't overwork yourself into an early grave. Take care of yourself. Please don't worry about me. I wrote like a whole friggin' essay. I wrote an essay on one of my latest community posts. Because like so many people, after Aster posted her thing about like, I'm burned out. I got so many comments and so many mentions being like, oh my god, don't burn out, take care of yourself, drink water, it's okay to slow your pace or whatever. And I'm just like, I'm fine. But I'm fine. I know I said I'm busy, but like, that's it. I'm just busy. The thing is, I function really well when I'm busy. I like being really busy. That's where I thrive. I'm the kind of person who thrives really well under pressure. And greatly prefers it to having nothing to do. Oh, I get the burnout talk, for sure. The burnout talk makes a lot of sense to me. I know why people are concerned about it. I'm not worried about it. Because so long as I'm having fun, I'm not gonna burn out. And that's basically how it works for me. When I burn out for good. Like, I don't come back to something when I'm burned out of it. Like, I cold turkey whatever it is that I'm working on. Like, that's just it. I take breaks from things sometimes because I'm just like, oh, I'm tired, I need to recover. But like, I've been working in high pressure environments for so long. Like, I don't know how many of you know this, but I say it a lot. So that's why I say I don't know how many of you actually know this, even though I say it a lot. But my introduction into like a professional life was through comic publishing. And I was both working to publish the books for other authors while also making a book myself. So I was very used to that, high-paced, big turnaround, non-stop, super stressful environment. And ever since, I've just kind of thrived in it. So it's good if I'm busy. I'm happiest when I'm busy. And I'm also the kind of person who will prioritize me over everything else anyway. Like if I say, dude, I'm tired, I'm not doing this, I'm just not gonna do it. Right? Like I push myself when I'm having fun and when it feels good, and then if it doesn't, I'm just like, nope, I'm done. I'm gonna read comics for the rest of the evening. No one talk to me, goodbye. And that's basically it. I'm very good at pacing myself because of that. But like when I work and I'm really busy like this, like it's not the type of tired where I'm like, oh my god, I'm so tired, I'm so burned out, I need a vacation. It's like the same type of cathartic tired that you get after you've had like a really good workout and your body's still like warm and buzzing and things are kind of sore, but you're like, yeah, that was good. That was a good workout. You know what I mean? It's that kind of... Oh, I didn't see which direction that went. Yep. So don't worry. I'm the last content creator you guys need to worry about. So long as I'm having fun, we Gucci. We good. I mean, I go on 5-mile hikes in the woods every day, all right? I have a regular workout routine. I am obsessed with cooking and food and agriculture, and I grow my own stuff. I'm so self-care focused that I just don't take vacation days because I take half of every day as a vacation. Like that's where I'm at. And I do that because I like my life and I want to live my life and enjoy it. So. Based what? Oh, hi, Brax. Where did you come from? Based.
Yeah.
Oh, that was bad timing. That's okay. Let's bloom! It's very rare for my Kuki to die. Very rare. So you know what that means now is we have to get revenge on this guy with just Kuki. Yes. I will tickle him to death. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah. Am I a completionist in Genshin, like getting all the achievements? Oh god, no. I don't hate myself. I wouldn't do that. Do you know how many achievements are in Genshin? There are so many! I will achievement hunt if there's like a dozen achievements. Alright? Or if the if the achievements are easy, I will achievement hunt. Right? Like this I can achievement hunt. I'm happy to do this. More than happy to do that. I cannot be asked to do these. I cannot be asked to do like all of the wonders of the world that aren't even recorded in here. Like, all of these, I did not go for, okay? I didn't go for any of these. I am never, ever, ever doing this one. The total amount of fish you need to catch are like 2,000. I'm not doing that. There's also an achievement for like not logging in for like 30 days or something. I'm not doing that either. Unless I just quit outright. You know? So, I'm not doing it. 10,000 fish. Oh my god. I'm not doing that. Could a single patch be enough to just unfun and quit? No, because I think rest is important. No. That was rude. Not you, this guy. This guy was rude and he kicked me in the butt. Obviously, the price for that is death. So... How do I put this? I think down patches or dead patches are a good thing. Okay? Because if we got a region like this every patch, I think I'd explode. I think dead patches are a good thing because they allow us to play other games. I think they're a good thing because they make us appreciate the patches that aren't dead. I think they're a good thing because they remind you that there are other things to do than play Genshin. Right? Like, I think all of that is important. I feel like dead patches wouldn't feel as bad if we had one other form of endgame content to work through, like a roguelike. I think that would be the ideal scenario. But like, none of the events in game right now are very fun, right? Like they always have like these really good ideas for an event and then they just don't do enough of it to make it fun, to make it challenging, or to make it interesting because they're trying to keep everything accessible for the primo count and whatnot. And the rest of them are just like little mini games that you know that they're just doing to collect data on so that they can use it in other games with more developed systems, because that's a lot of what Genshin is just this big data machine to figure out what people will do, when they'll do them, how long they'll do them for, how much effort they'll go through for it, you know, like, so yeah, one unfun patch won't kill anything. Now, I say that, but if you had 3 or 4, if you had more than 3 terrible patches in a row, then yes, I think that would be a case where it's like, okay, what are we doing this for? Right. That's where I think, oh, well, there it is, yeah. Don't punch me! It's mean. Obey me! I was your boss! Like, the point of the game is to have fun, right? Just don't play if you're not having fun. Whether that's, like, forever or just, like, a week or two. Like, just you know, respect yourself. Have fun. Like, I don't know if you... I make a big show of, like, doing these big 3-hour streams and whatnot of where just exploring and, like, 100%ing and stuff like that. But that's just because I'm, like, sitting around here talking to you guys. But, like, in my spare time, most of the exploring I did all of it during the world quests, right? Which basically happened over the course of 2 days. And since then, I've really only logged in for, like, 10 minutes a day to do my dailies on my phone. And then the only day where I logged in to do something more than that was to do the Abyss when it reset. So I did that day 1 just so it could be out of the way. And I maybe played for like an hour and a half. And then I just do my little dailies during my morning meetings at work. Because half of them I don't need to pay attention for. So, like, you know, respect yourself. Have fun. God of War stream when? Yeah, probably won't happen. God of War is a fine game. It's just not a game that I would play multiple times. It's not a game I would play multiple times. If the next patch is a filler patch, I'll be really happy for 2 reasons. Three. One, I need a break. I need a break in the sense, like, stop giving me new information and let me do something with the information I already have, please. Thank you. And then the other reason is Star Rail's coming out, and I would like to be able to spend some time on Star Rail. That would be ideal. And then the third reason is that immediately following Star Rail's launch, we're getting Tears of the Kingdom, and I really want to play that. So if there's less to do in Genshin, that's a nice thing for me. I'm happy. I'm happy if it's a dead patch. It's okay. I mean, if the only characters coming out is Khaenri'ah, then that's a pretty dead patch for me all the way around. I will be pulling for Kaveh, by the way. We have 30,000 primos for Kaveh. We will bring home the tall gremlin men. Oh yeah, Zenless Zone Zero is also going to come out. Zenless Zone Zero isn't really my type of gameplay though, so I probably won't be playing it. But the premise and the world building looks really interesting. I'm curious to see what they do with that, but I think we still need to have a second beta. They are on beta too, right? Like they've only had 1 beta. I'm not crazy, right? That's a thing. Kaveh is a 4-star, yeah. He'll be with Baiju and Ganyu. Yeah. I'm tired. You guys are done assaulting me with super chats, right? I can stop that now. I can actually read my chat, right? One day I'm gonna figure out how to turn this thing off. The supers. I'm gonna figure out how to turn them off, and we're just gonna do a stream where I actually keep up with chat. That's gonna be a thing. Okay, that'll be a thing. I just said stop with the supers, Corey. Whatever. I'm gonna ignore you for a minute. Chimgleck, thank you for the super chat. Do you think we'll ever get a playable character associated with the Abyss? Probably. Actually, that's a more complicated question than I think it is, isn't it? My short answer is yes, probably. My long answer is maybe, but we probably won't realize it. Like, okay, so if you associate with the Abyss, you could say associated with the Abyss Order. I could easily see us getting a character like an Enjo. I could totally see that. Where they're like this childlike character, right? Like where they're like, dude, thanks for the 5 gifted. Oh my god. I could see where they're kind of like this morally questionable character like Child. Right? Where he's like not on our side, but he's likes us. So like that's kind of like what it is with Enjo. He's not really on our side, but he likes us. I could see us getting someone like that. But like if you want to stretch the definition, like I really think a lot of Khaenri'ah is Abyss aligned. So any Khaenri'ah character that we get would technically be Abyss aligned. So if Rhindaughter became playable, she'd be Abyss aligned, right? That sounds like Invisalign. Like I'm talking about dental work. So I guess it's complicated. Like most people's relationship statuses. Hi, little Pinky. Here's Layla. This is Pink Layla. This is Pink Layla. Pink Layla. Guanglot 2, thank you again for another super chat. Since Apep is alive and is chilling near the desert storm, can we assume other primordial dragons to be alive as well? Apep did say other dragons submitted to the heaven, though. Revenge plotting. In Before Sun and Moon, it never actually says that the primordial one killed everything. Like, it didn't, it just didn't, oh.
Take it.
That was a surprise. It doesn't really say that he just up and killed everybody, you know? It says that he either killed them or they submitted and the rest went into hiding. So technically we already knew that. We just didn't think we'd see them. Like it says a lot of them. Oh, okay. Got another one.
Unnecessary.
I bet we're at 100% now. How much you want to bet? Yep, there we are. The region is complete. The prophecy has been fulfilled! But there is a very strong chance of us seeing other sovereigns now. Now, I gotta caveat something here, okay? I think Apep is a sovereign, okay? It lines up with a lot of what we know. However, I recognize that a lot of people don't think she's a sovereign and think that the sovereigns were somebody else. And that's okay. I don't think it's really that important. The point is that she's the strongest, oldest dragon that we know of that ruled this region at some point. So whether she is an original sovereign, she's still a dragon of an age where she witnessed that battle, right? And that's the only part that I think matters. But again, one of the reasons why I'm so on this idea of her being the sovereign is because she likened elemental energy and memories to the same type of material. Like they're interchangeable, you can convert them back and forth. And because you can convert them back and forth, they're almost synonymous, right? It would stand to reason that maybe when one sovereign dies, another one just absorbs them and takes their memories and takes their elemental energy, right? Like that is a distinct possibility now, especially since we have this whole lore, this whole race of monsters, these enemies now that are built around, or whose primary lore is just, we ate a god and now we're really strong. So like god eating is a thing. A well-established thing in Genshin now. So that's why I don't think it matters. That's why I think her sovereignship is kind of a non-issue. Because whether it's her memory or it's her remembering her predecessor's memory because she absorbed it and now it's her memory, like, I don't think that's important.
Too slow.
Would Ajdaha be as old as Apep? Yeah, I think so. The thing about Ajdaha is, like, it's implied he's super, super, super old. But the Ajdaha that we see is pretty small in comparison to like someone like Apep, and part of that is because he's been eroding for so long. And I think that implies that he's older than Apep because she's not experiencing erosion the way he is. Although you could just say that, well, she's a plant dragon and he's a rock dragon, so obviously a rock would erode more than she would. But you'd think that being infected with forbidden knowledge for thousands of years would screw you up a little bit more than, you know, some erosion, but whatever. Semantics, I guess. Boop. Oh, down we go. Down, down, down we go into a hole, maybe. Oh, right, this thing. This is the hole. I want to go in this hole. This sphincter here needs to relax a bit so that I can go in it. And this big rocky thing. I don't know where the thingy is. That's the exit. Okay. So in other words, we should find the entrance. I like how the people who realize what a sphincter are kind of like just crying. Especially with the it's an exit. You need to make yourself laugh or you're living life wrong. Oh, it's that away. There's nothing in that hole. That's where you came out from when you wet me. Oh, okay. So we just need to go back in there so that I can get whatever chest is in here. Maybe it's in this hole. Look at it. It's just like a colon. Same color too. Well, not entirely. Oh, that's where these are. I was looking for these earlier and I was just kind of like, eh. Oh, yeah. Hi. Let us open. Open. Aha. Yes. Oh, this is where the next part of the Julian quest is. I don't want to do the Julian quest right now. Bye, Julian. Have fun.
Too slow.
Is there any good lore in the Julian quest? Because if there is, then I kind of want to record it. But if there's no real good lore in there, then I don't want to do it right now. Oh! There's a spider! Oh. I have a whole thing about spiders, too. One of those things I probably won't make a theory on, though, just because, like, people get really squicked out about spiders. Oh.
Too slow.
Which is unfortunate. Spiders are cool.
Quit following me.
I hit the wrong button. There. Okay. Haha! Mine! Eat them! Yes. Spiders are cool. Spiders are my friends. Whenever I find a spider in my house, I try to find a bug and then I feed them. And then we become friends. And that's how I know that it will never enter my mouth while I'm sleeping. And I will never eat it.
Too slow.
And see, huh? Big brain. Mm-hmm.
Follow me.
My brain is huge! Hi. Hello.
Any of it roll away now.
Oh, here we go. No, it's just a dead end. Okay. Well, this end is dead. But that's okay, we got the chest. I am a happy camper. I'm a happy camper. I'm a very happy camper. I got what I wanted. But was it what I needed? Who knows? Oh, actually, can we take the Farwick down there? I didn't even think of that. Let's take it down there. Wait, where am I going? This way. Okay. I'm good. I'm good. Caves and tunnels confuse me. I have fun in them, but I get lost. Nope. He dies. Okay. You just gotta check, okay? You gotta check. No, the bongo heads. Yeah. I like the little bug. The bug can keep me company. Hello, little bug. Cool. Wait. But he talks about the Oceanid's pilgrimage. Okay, in that case, I'm gonna leave that quest. I don't want to do it. Oh. Hey, let go. Get out of here. I don't want to be so rushed. Okay, in that case, we won't do that quest yet. but I will mark this little butthole as a quest. Doo-doo-doo. Caves are the colon of the earth. Wait, I went the wrong way. You spend 3 days maxing out the desert without a compass? Well, why didn't you just make a compass? Why would you make life difficult for yourself? That seems silly. Don't do that. When I say be nice to yourself, this is what I mean. Be nice. Be nice to yourself. Alright, I'm gonna wrap things up soon. Yes. Ori, I will pay attention to you now. Thank you for your super chat, but also screw you for giving me a last minute. Oh, things are well for you, dude. There have been multiple patches where I do the new story quest and barely play afterwards because I'm burnt out or uninterested and then come back and there's something that interests me. It's that easy. Yeah, exactly. It's all about pacing yourself. Everyone's got a different pace. I like logging in for a few minutes, you know, doing my dailies, rolling some artifacts, or farming some materials, and then just kind of bouncing. It's nice. Hi. Aha! I'm gonna put you right here. You won't stay there. But just like a sphincter, you will stay open for a time after stretching. Goodbye. I'm tired. It's like 4. Go to bed. If it's 4 a.m., go to bed. What's wrong with you? Don't like this will be a VOD. You can go watch it later. As she wilded into this is my normal speed. I'm not wilding. I wanted to put something on, and so I like put on like a random Bob's Burgers episode, and it just so happened to be that one with like the paintings of the anuses. And so I've just got butts on the brain right now. Don't mind me. I really want to break, but I can't just leave my dailies and resign alone like I am free to play. What do? You just take a break, dude. Let me ask you something. Is a digital currency worth your mental health? Like, for real? Is it? Like, if it is, if your answer to that is yes, this currency is worth my mental health, then I highly recommend you take another look at your priorities.
Quit following me.
Like,
Too slow.
Here's a lesson from a veteran gacha player, okay? There are basically 3 types of gacha players. There are those who don't spend any because they can't afford to spend any, either because they don't have any cash, or they just can't spare any cash, or they just don't want to, right? And they usually feel pretty strapped, and they usually feel like they have to pull quite often, but they can't because they just don't have currency, all right? That's type number 1. The second type of person is someone who looks at a gacha game and goes, I am saving for this unit and this unit specifically, and then never pulls unless they have exactly enough to guarantee that they are going to get that exact thing that they want.
Too slow.
And those people are patient, and oftentimes they're low spenders or no spenders, but they're very focused and they know how to budget, right? And then there are the people who have extreme FOMO and feel like they have to pull every single character because you never know. Or just because like they fall in love with every single character that comes out. And it's like, oh my god, I need that one, I need that one, I need that one, I need that one. And then they never feel like they have enough currency, even though they may spend a little or a lot Or they might be free to play, but they like roll every time they have 160 primos. Like, those are the three types of gacha players you'll have. You'll have the ones that have stressful FOMO and get really upset because they can't pull. And then you have the ones who know how to budget and don't usually get that stressed out because they're just like really hyper focused. And then you have the ones who get themselves in trouble because they end up spending a lot of money. Because they can spend and they have the money to spend, but they really probably shouldn't. If you're free to play, I recommend you be the second type, where you hyper save for one character at a time. And then you make sure you have enough currency to get that one character. And then you just kind of sit on it. Like, okay, right now, for example, I have 30,000 primos, okay? You need 24,000 roughly to guarantee, well, 28 really, 28,000 primos to guarantee the 5-star of your choice. If you go to 90 pity twice and lose the 50-50, right? So if I take breaks where I don't want to play and do dailies and get primos and stuff like that, I do so when I have this many primos and I just hold on to this and I save it for one character that I want. If you want a lot of characters, you're probably going to screw yourself, and you probably shouldn't play gacha games anyway, in my opinion, because you either spend money in gacha games, or you suffer, or you learn patience. Those are the three modes. I recommend learning patience. If you really don't know if you want to take a break or whatever, and you're just like, I have to do my dailies, like, listen. If your dailies are stressing you out that much, that you're like, I can't quit because I need to do my dailies, sit down and do some math and recognize that dailies are a very small portion of your monthly or patch-based primo budget. Most of the primos that you get are actually from events and quests.
Quit following me.
And that is true. Like, yes, daily commissions are free primos and they're easy to get because they only take like 10 minutes a day to get, but like if you're really burned out, you can afford to lose 3,000 primos a month. Like, it's fine. It's not the end of the world for you, even if you're free to play. Also, just recognizing your limits. If you're free to play, like, try not to play the game like a whale does. Right? Like, if you're free to play, you have to hyper invest into a much smaller group of units. So you vertically invest as opposed to horizontally invest. You pick like 1 or 2 teams and then you just go whole hog into those. Everything you have goes into those. And then you just slowly expand outwards as you can.
What you got? New job.
That's the other thing is, like, especially when it comes to resin, like, if you don't feel like you can do your resin, it's not a big deal. It's really not a big deal if you can't, like, spend your resin either. Because, like, once you hit a certain point in this game, you don't need better artifacts. You just don't. Okay? It's such a myth that in this game you need cracked CV pieces. Like, oh, I need better artifacts to clear the abyss. No, you don't. You need to get good. And I know that that's a horrible thing to say, but the reality is, like, if you want a 36-star the abyss and you don't have really good gear, you have 2 options. Either you learn how to cheese the meta, or you just accept that you don't get 36 and you get 33 instead. And what's the difference between 33 and 36? It's not that much. And it's really easy to 33 the abyss. Like, you only, like, in the current abyss, you only need good main stat pieces to clear the abyss. Like, you don't need 200% crit damage. You don't need all of this energy recharge. You don't need all of those attack rolls. You just don't need them. If you get an attack timepiece and it has really terrible substats, like, that's okay. You can still 33 with it. It doesn't make as much of a difference as you think it does. Like, don't kill yourself over, like, what is it? Like 100 primo gems? Like, don't do it. That's like basically day and a half of dailies. Like, are you really gonna do that? Like, don't do that. That's kind of ridiculous. Not even, it's 50 per 3 stars. Okay, yeah. So like, it's just not that much. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. And the other thing is, right now, the meta team is Hyperbloom. And you have a perfectly serviceable, functional Hyperbloom team for free that you can get. And because Hyperbloom only needs Elemental Mastery and you don't need to worry about crit or anything else, and you can clear the Abyss with that, it's a very low cost entry team to getting good return on investment. And you can actually make the exact same case for Burgeon. It's just that Burgeon is a little bit trickier because Toma is better than Zhangling for that, and she's the free one and he's not. Like, you don't need it. Hyperbloom is a new national. That's a good way to put it, yeah. But yeah, don't, like, if you want to take a break, just please take a break. I'm not even saying it to gatekeep or anything and be like, oh my god, you're not having fun with Genshin. Like, don't play. Don't fill us with negativity. It's not about that. It's about your mental health and you being happy. Okay? If you're not having fun with a game, don't fucking play it. It's that simple. Even if you're just not playing it for like a week, like, just stop for a bit. I take breaks from non-gacha games. Like, okay. I love Shin Megami Tensei, okay? It's like one of my favorite series. But I still haven't beat Shin Megami Tensei 5. Because I played it so much when it first came out that I got kind of tired of it. And I still haven't finished it. A, because I don't have enough time. And B, because it's just never high on my priority list. But like, that's kind of my point, right? Like, I will finish it eventually. It might take me like another 6 months before I get there. Because I have to remember how to play again. But I'll do it. I'll take a break. It's fine. That's my rant. that's my long rant. I hope if you take nothing else from today's stream, please take that. Please take care of yourself.
Too slow.
And don't stress about it. Like, at the end of the day, it's a game. Okay? I'm a bit late, but I have a thought. Do you think Osile is one of the sovereign dragons? I think it's possible. I don't have any evidence for or against it, but I think it's possible. I would not be surprised if they came out and said that. It would also kind of explain why they would get subjugated as opposed to killed outright. Like, it's very curious that Zhongli has fought so many dragons in his nation. Comparatively to like every other nation, he has fought the most amount of dragons compared to every other Archon. It's kind of ridiculous.
Too slow.
There's not even a contest. Wait, isn't Folklore the body of the parry now? No. Folklore is alive in Fontaine. The former Hydro Archon is the Amrita, from which the parry were born. Well, technically the parry are from the Simurgh, but the Simurgh only split because it dived into the water, so it's more like you mush the Simurgh and the Amrita together and you get parry. Does Morax himself qualify as a dragon? Now that is an interesting question. I won't answer it though. Partly because I can't, but also partly because you're gonna have to wait for a theory on that. There is one coming. There is one coming. Do I think Senora would be playable for her? I might install again. Listen. Listen to me. Listen to me. More veteran gacha player advice. If your enjoyment of a game hinges on the existence of one character and whether or not you can possess that one character, do not play that game. Okay, just don't do it. Don't play that game. It's not a good game for you. I think Celestia is Phaenix or the second who came? Neither. I don't think Phaenix is either of them. Whoa. Oh. Hey, you don't say. Where's my little chesty bestie? Come out, my little chesty. Where are you? I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you. They're not in here, is it? Oh. Oh. Okay. It's underground? I don't think this one's underground. This one seems to be like up there. Do you agree that the new Abyss is way easier than the previous 3 to 4 cycles? No, I think it's harder. I think the current Abyss right now has a very difficult floor 1 and 2. Well, sorry, no. Chamber 1 and 2 for floor 12. And a much easier floor 3, or chamber 3. Oh, see, this is up higher. Well, maybe it is in the ruins. Well, we'll find out in a minute. If it is, then I just won't get it today. You know the one thing about Genshin that, like, I find myself doing a lot now, in other games, is the elemental sight thing. I keep going into other games thinking I can elemental sight my way into finding treasure and stuff. And that has not been the case. It's like one feature that I'm like, man, I wish this game had this, or I wish this game had this. And it's, yeah. Elemental sight, man. Really like elemental sight. Or it just highlights things. Okay, maybe it is in the Dari ruins. That's alright. Oh. Yeah, I don't know if I want to hunt for this right now. I think I'm pooped. I think I'm pooped out. I think I'm pooped out. That is one thing. Like, for a gacha game, it does not need to have a music track that goes this hard. Like, I don't understand why they put so much effort into the music. Like, I do, but I also don't. Like, there are AAA games that don't have nearly the attention to soundtrack that this one does. And I just... It kind of baffles my... Kind of baffles me.
Quit following me.
Yeah.
It sure didn't. What sure didn't? Hi, Marco. I'm not ignoring you, I promise. I got distracted and then I forgot to respond to you. Whoops. Yeah. That'll happen. I have a question for you, actually. I have a question for you. Okay, we have to go somewhere now. We have to ask Marco about the thingy. I want to see if he hears it too. Marco, I need you to listen to something for me, buddy. Hey, maybe this will be a video for you. Who knows? Or maybe you've already done it and I just haven't seen it yet. I am changed. Daytime. Dum ba dum ba dum ba dum ba da ba dum 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 ba dum. Okay, in this area of the new desert area, there's this like Liet motif that sounds like it comes from the Fatui Harbinger boss tracks. And it's really weird, and I don't know why it's there. And I can't tell if it's just me hearing things or if it's just a really common chord progression. I also don't think I'm in the right spot. This is not the correct music. Oh, that's why. We were still getting the Oasis music. Okay, hold up. There it is, this one. This one. It's the reprise from, like, Scaramouche's boss theme and Signora's boss theme, and I don't understand why it's here. It's the same chord progression, and I don't know why. I'm so bothered. I don't usually notice these sorts of things. I'm usually too preoccupied with other stuff, and I heard this one, I was like, wait a second. I mean, the whole song isn't the same, for sure. But, like, that one little section. I am suspicious. No, it's not the instrument choice, because the instrument in Scaramouche's boss fight is like violins and horns. Well, I guess this is technically violins and horns too, but like it's different. It's a different mix. Like it's the same notes in the same order. Yeah, Official kind of has Harbinger vibes too. But I wonder if, like, since Harbingers are like led by a dude from Khaenri'ah, I wonder if that's actually like more of a Khaenri'ah thing than it is Fatui. I'm just thinking. Because the two places that I've heard it are in Scaramouche's boss theme and then obviously Signora's boss theme. But like also in music that's only been related to them, I think, and then also Piero, and like Scara was made with Khaenri'ah technology. And Signora died during the Khaenri'ah cataclysm, and so I'm like, is there something else there? I don't know. I can't tell. Anyway. Sorry, we're not sticking up. We'll get it done. Yeah, we'll get it done after April, please. I'm dying in April. This is the only day I have to stream. No, I'm gonna do a short stream when Kaveh comes out, because I will stream those polls. But yeah. Isn't Fischl's name in the demon book? Yeah. Yeah, it is. Well, Fischl isn't. Amy is. This is bothering me. Go away. Okay. I think that's it for me though. I think I'm all kinda I'm done. I'm kinda done. I'm kinda done. Lump. We make resin because we're here. And then we say goodnight. Well, I want to stand on it. Let me stand on it. Let me stand on it. Let me stand. I will stand. Oh, come on. Stand on your table then. Mr. Chemistry. Hi, Mr. Chemistry. Standing on your notes. Well. Yeah. Alright. Can I make a video about what eternity means? We are so far past Inazuma. I'm not going back there for unless they give us a new island or a new quest over there. I'm not doing anything else on Inazuma for a while. But yeah, this VOD will be available on the channel under the lives tab. You guys can watch it anytime you want to. And tomorrow, I am gonna wait for Star Rail's release with Sekapoko over on his Twitch channel. So if you guys want to come hang over on Twitch, you can come check out Sekapoko's channel. I'll be over there. We'll be hanging out.
Just tell it like it is. If someone can't handle
It'll be cool.
maybe that's
It'll be cool. Mostly because I can actually keep up with chat on his channel, because that's not my stream. Anyway, thanks for stopping by, guys. I got more videos planned. One should be coming out tomorrow, and then we're into theory videos for a bit. So make sure to do your quests before you check out the Beginner's Guide to Sumeru, if you do that, because there's lots of spoilers in there for the latest stuff. And other than that, thanks for coming. I'll see you guys next time. Bye, Marco. Bye, Braxophone, if you're still here. I only saw you chat a couple times, and then you went poof, and then I'm not sure if you're still here. I'll ping you later. Okay, bye.